LBC News.
Elsewhere this morning, Benjamin Netanyahu says Israel has officially signed a deal which will see a ceasefire in Gaza and Israeli hostages released. The Security Cabinet is expected to meet later this morning to approve the deal with Hamas, which is due to come into effect on Sunday. Meanwhile, charities are anxiously waiting to bring much-needed humanitarian aid into the Strip. Asif Hussain is the founder and CEO of SKT Welfare. That's a charity on the ground across Gaza. Asif, good morning.
Good morning, Lisa.
Appreciate your time this morning. Well, you and colleagues must be very, very relieved then to hear that the last-minute snags in that deal have now been overcome, because it means, doesn't it, the hundreds of trucks lined up at the crossings are closer to being let in to deliver aid.
Some 6 trucks are waiting on the border for our aid to be going in, and we've been doing this quite regularly, so we cautiously welcome the news, and we hope that this is going to be something that's lasting and is eventually going to bring some peace and some really needed respite for the people of Gaza who've endured so many, horrors over the last 14 months. Currently, the agreement is 500 food trucks and 100 trucks of fuel to go in every day. I mean, it's sad to say that we're even discussing how much food, how we can limit food trucks of going into Gaza, especially when there's an impending starvation going on. So 500 is nowhere near enough. Our estimates are that it needs to be anything around 2,500, just so that people can get those vital nutritions that they need. High energy biscuits. We're talking about food, flour, things that are really going to allow people to get some energy back and, help the injured recover.
And give us a sense, too, of what your own aid workers on the ground have been telling you, certainly in recent days and weeks, about the situation being bad. Like, is it everywhere? Is it very much north or south or everywhere in between? And how many hospitals are actually fully functioning just now, or is that long gone in this conflict?
So we've been supporting a number of hospitals, just to answer the back end of your question. So we're currently been working with Al-Aqsa Hospital in the north, which is probably the only one in Dar al-Bala. It's the only hospital that's kind of functioning. We heard of Al-Adwan Hospital only a couple of weeks ago that was closed. Al-Shifa, the really famous one, was closed on many, many months ago and absolutely destroyed. So the health infrastructure is destroyed. And the one that's functioning, for example, like the Shuhada Al-Aqsa Hospital, is on its knees, I must say. Only 87 people were killed yesterday. And the infrastructure was already burdened, and that collapsed. And now, to be honest, with the lack of aid and the medicines going in, it's in dire need. And in terms of the humanitarian situation in regards to food aid being going in, well, that's been limited for a very long time. Only 50 trucks, believe it or not, have been allowed in. And that's very sporadic on a daily basis when, our predictions are 2,500 have been needed, and this has been going on for such a long time. A lot of the food aid has been going in through the Jordanian border very recently, where we've been and we've got warehouse facilities, so we've been able to do something. But a lot more aid is needed, and charities like ours, humanitarian organisations, are ready to go. But we must stress that the 600 permits are not enough. Far more is needed. And having spoken to our team only yesterday, the need is across the north and the south. 70% of the people that have been affected are women and children. And I think the scars of this are gonna last for a very, very long time.
So good to catch up with you. Thank you for painting. Well, it remains a bleak picture, doesn't it, until the phases unfold in that deal. Asif, we will speak again. For now, thank you. Asif Hussain there, founder and CEO of SKT Welfare, a charity on the ground across Gaza.